What's up, everybody? We are live. What is this, Sunday Night Live? Yeah. So we're going to be moving the lives to Mondays, going into our summer schedule. Of course, we're going to be fishing with the boys tomorrow, so may not be back in time to do a live. But um, got a few different updates. Make sure you stay tuned to the end because for the Knucklehead Team Gramps, there's a little twist. So stay tuned. We'll talk about that at the end. I'm only going to do this for 30 minutes, actually probably shorter because Bearded Dad has Blake Abbey on, which would be a really good live. I'll try not to run too much into theirs. I hate jumping in on other people's time slots too, but wanted to give a quick update because I wanted to talk about a little plot twist here for KBF. Knucklehead Team Gramps going into the final week of competition for the first slot for Team Gramps Knucklehead. So, actually, I'm going to start with this first. I'm going to go through and talk about 4 or 5 things. First and foremost, tomorrow is Memorial Day. I hope everybody has a wonderful time opening up summer, celebrating with your family. For many of us, Memorial Day is a mix of we honor the fallen from now all the way back through the creation of this country, everybody who's fallen in battle or fallen and lost their own battle in one way or another. Tonight I'm going to honor Sergeant Tristan Wade, who has a special place in my heart. Tristan, you'll have to forgive me if I get through this, and then we'll make this a little more. Tristan played football at Southport High School with my son, Shane, and was a year or two older than Shane and enlisted just before Shane did while Shane was probably, I think, a junior in high school. Tristan had graduated and had been serving. Tristan died in combat in Afghanistan, March 22nd of all days. 2013 in Afghanistan during Operation Enduring Freedom. He was on his final mission before coming home to his wife and 2-year-old daughter. He was a special kid. I mean, he was one of those kids that was a clown in high school. Good time. I mean, him and Shane would just talk so much smack. But Tristan was like Shane's football mentor, if you will. They both played slot receiver, so they were the guys that put their bodies out there and just got the living crap beat out of them, but they loved every minute of it. Tristan's daughter, I think, just turned 20. Is that right? No, that might not be right. But yeah, but every Memorial Day, this time hits a lot of people, a lot of different ways. A lot of those who served, who lost friends, or have lost their battles since coming home. Yeah, anyway, Tristan was a good dude. Back when I was doing American Legion riding a lot, we would, there's the Legion up in Indy still does a benefit ride for Tristan and his family in honor of his service. He was a combat engineer. He was one of those guys that cleared the way for those who had to, move around the country. But a really great kid. It was an honor to grow up and watch him play football. It's one of the things I missed most in life was like coaching Little League baseball and then going and watching these kids play football on Friday nights. They were the true Friday night lights that brought joy to so many of us. But yeah, I wanted to take a moment to begin the show, opening up, honoring Sergeant Tristan Wade, and thank him and his family for everything they've been through. Moving on, yeah, Memorial Day affects a lot of people in a lot of different ways, as we know, but again, we try to promote, out of all bad things come good. We know the wars that have gone on in this nation's past and history. They are what they are, but we honor every single person who gave their life in defense of our country, no matter what you think. Got to say, starting this week, I know my last live was probably it kind of hit a lot of people a lot of ways. I've talked about some of this, my own personal issues and things that's going on. And I don't think it's just due to old age solely, but, just to do a quick recap, when I was going down to right before we went to the national championship, I stayed up a little too late because we just got our kayaks, did too much trying to get rigged up, and went down there exhausted. I basically stayed up 3 nights, 3 nights very tired, and came back. I'm not using that one. Oh, you're okay. Grand's in here doing something because she's got Sweet Pea in the other room. Anyway, I was wore out, done, fatigue. I don't know what's going on. So I have a lot of work stress, as you guys know. So let me give some quick updates with what's going on with me, because you guys haven't seen any videos in May, and that might continue a little bit longer in the foreseeable future, and I'll explain a little bit why. Good news is at work, I mean, stress is not good enough for the word of what I've been going through. It's been crushing. I took a promotion earlier this year, but in doing so, I had to cover the 2 jobs that they're now creating to backfill for what I was doing prior to that. Good news is, and then to get dumped on that, I had to do a special mission for the commander. Got that done last week. Thank goodness. Therefore, I'm able to be off all this coming week so I can go participate in Mayhem and try to qualify for the national championship again. This year, by far, this May has been the worst bass fishing I have had in the month of May. Normally, it's just fire. Jeremy's kicking ass. We'll get to that update in a bit. But good news is at work. I got the special project done, so I can take vacation this week, which I very much need, even though it's not going to be vacation. I'm going to be out busting my ass trying to catch these fish for Mayhem to qualify. Good news is they opened the 2 new jobs to backfill for me. For the first job, the security officer job, they did the interviews for that last week, so hopefully they'll be selecting somebody in the next week or 2 so I can start offloading some of that work to them. And then the supervisor job that I was in, they just got done accepting all the resumes for that, so that then they'll be able to go through the interview process. So maybe in 4 weeks, I might have a new supervisor that I can start training to offload that work, leaving Gramps with 1 job, which is my information system security manager job. So life at work, hopefully within the next 6-8 weeks, will settle down and I can live a normal life again. It's been a little taxing. Last Wednesday, on the 22nd, I had my doctor appointment with I love my doctor at the VA, my primary care physician, Dr. D. You're the freaking man. We went in, we talked about all the stuff I've been dealing with. He doesn't think it's anything, low T, long COVID, blah, blah, blah. There's my Sweet Pea. What? Are you okay? Yeah. You just hit the extension cord. Come here, sweet girl. You're okay. Come here. You good? No, she tripped over my extension cable. Uh-oh. So I was going to bring her up and let her. I was going to let her check and make sure that cable's plugged in so I don't lose juice on my. Come say hi. Here, hold on. Let me get her. Come here. Come say hi. Here, wait. Say hi. Hi. There you go. All right, you can play with Granny. Say bye, Papa. Bye, Papa. Oh, she goes sitting here. So. She goes sitting here. That's fine. Of course, I'm getting texts and whatnot now. So if I have to take a quick interruptus briefus, I've got somebody coming. Oh, don't push the buttons. I've got somebody coming to buy me something too. But yeah, this live is going to be just the greatest ever because, yeah. Anyway, I met with Dr. D. He's going to put me through the blood labs. He doesn't think it's low T or long COVID or, anything where I may need medication or anything like that. He basically scolded me for coming back and being tired and letting that roll into not doing my workouts. He knows that I'm editing videos until 11 p.m. every night, and then I get up at 4:30 to go to work, and he's like, "You got to stop. You got to go to bed 9:30, 10 o'clock max. You can't live off of 5.5 hours of sleep every night, and you're probably not even falling asleep right away. So you basically can't live off of 4 hours of sleep." So he kind of, gave me the schlacking, and I told him, look, I got to get through Mayhem. I got to get through Mayhem. We'll resume the workouts. We'll try to go to bed earlier. Try to get more sleep. I know sleep is something even more important as we age. 56 now. I guess I got to start admitting that. And it's one of those things. But that being said, I've restarted my diet and started moving and putting myself into it, getting going. I'm trying to get more sleep, but I do what I can. No matter what I do, I still have to get up at 4:30 every morning. So that's just part of it too. But he's going to do the blood labs, go through the work, make sure there's nothing else going on, and all that. And then we'll go from there. So I got to take better care of me is what he's telling me. And we'll start doing that too. But that's good to know because, I was like, hey, it could be this, 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 and this, and this. I was like, I'm getting extra sleep. I've, basically chilled. But he's like, if you stop exercising, you're sucking the energy out of your body. Exercise creates more energy, so forth and so on. So we'll pick it up from there, start trying my best to get some more sleep. But what that is going to mean is going to be an impact on the channel. Now, I've realized over the last couple of years, one of the things I've tried to do instead of what I intended to do when I first started out, once we started growing and whatnot, I started to try to put out more content, try to put out more videos, try to give my opinions on rods and reels and baits and boxes and doing, all the other things that a lot of other people do, trying to reach a bigger audience and, maybe share some opinions and things like that too. And really in my mind, I'm competing in my own head against other, YouTubers that I know for views, subscribers, and all that other crap. I got to put that to the wayside. I mean, realistically, while I really like doing, reviews and things like that, I can't compete with these guys that do it, that telework or, this is all they do. I don't have the energy anymore. It used to be I could stay up playing video games 2:00 in the morning, get up, go to work and all that too. But I'm 56. I'm trying to keep up with dudes that are in their 30s or, whatever. And honestly, I need to quit trying to keep up with anybody. The vast majority of the people who watch this channel, a lot of the times, they just like it when we're out fishing. They like seeing me and Matt and Jeremy out doing our shenanigans or coming along for the trip when we're fishing somewhere. So people just like watching me on the water fishing because they can't get out on the water. I talked about that last live where I've had a few different messages and, realizing that we started the channel kind of teaching people how to fish and then moved on to more of the veteran recreational things. And, I am just going to do what I can, when I can, as I can. I was actually talking to Liz over text earlier this week because I needed a head break at work. And I said I want to start making less videos, but better videos, if that makes sense, so we can kind of show more of our adventures or even just when we're out on the water, what it is we love about being out there, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? So I'm not gonna buy this and that and this and that just to do reviews and so forth and so on. I'm just gonna make the content that I'm gonna make as I can get time to make it, if that makes sense. And I know that impacts a lot of people, and I'll talk about that a little bit. Well, I'm gonna tell you guys, I about had it the other day. I finally get a day to go fish. I go over to a lake that I haven't been to all year. And I'd been there once for a tournament and I wanted to go back to it because it was going to be a nice day. There's supposed to be some storms coming in later in the afternoon, but I got up early and was just like, man, this is just going to be some me time. I'm going to go try to find some tanks and check this place out. See if it's going to be worthy of like me, Matt, and Jeremy going and visiting too, because it's not too far away, about an hour and a half. I say not too far. Everything for me is about an hour and a half. But, I'm driving over there. I'm fishing. Catching some fish. Nothing big, But I'm catching fish. I got like 7, 8 fish. And then some of you, if you're in the Freedom Squad fishing squad chat, you already know the story. Because we get in there. So if you're part of Freedom Squad group, get in that squad chat. We chit chat all day long where everybody's on the water. But I make a cast with my Thunder Cricket. This is dang catfish. Looking like a baby shark, jumps out of the water. I'm fighting this dude for like 5 minutes. Get him all the way to the boat. Start to get the net on him, and he dives straight down. snaps my rod in half. My new rip and chatter rod made me cry. Now, I'm not going to put this, well, Moose, please hold 1 second. Sorry, my son's dog was in here whining because either he wants to go outside or whatever. But get this catfish, breaks my rod. Now, if you remember, a catfish broke my G Loomis rod earlier this year when me and Jeremy were at Turtle Creek. So now, am I going to put this on St. Croix? I'm going to send them pictures. I'm going to tell them what I thought because I didn't high stick this fish. If you saw Trey McKinney on Lake Fork at the Elites a couple of weeks ago, he went and swung on a monster and snapped the rod about a third of the way down. Same model, St. Croix physics. Same one that I've got like, I don't know, 4 others of that I've really, really been enjoying. So I'm not to the point where I'm going to say the buyer beware because I'm going to keep an eye on the other rods that I have. But, you know, it's one of those things that to me shouldn't happen on a 6 or 7 pound catfish. Because if I'm fighting a PB bass, you know, Bart Foster said he snapped a St. Croix premiere this week, popping the jig off the 6 pound line. I mean, yeah, you just don't know. So anyway, I'm already in a, you know, I'm having a great day. I mean, I'm catching fish. I'm not catching any bigs. I'm still worried about, I need 18 or inch plus fish for KBF, but, I'm just in a recreational, just fishing, right? It's just one of those flarm, mad that I broke my rod, right? You know, it was just so storm starts, you know, clouding up and everything. Okay, I need to get back to my truck. So I'm like, okay, I'm done fishing. Hey, I caught a limit, which is always the goal, you know, nothing big, but hey, I caught a limit, especially on this lake. And so heading back to the truck, get up to the ramp, walk up, get in the truck, put my windows down like I always do, and start pulling out to go to the boat ramp to get my kayak off. And I hear this wild screeching banshee. I'm like, what is that? And some dude's yelling at me. He's like, bro, your trailer. And so I look out my passenger side mirror and back, and the tire, my wheel on my trailer is doing one of these 45-degree angle things. And I'm like, what in the hell? So I stop. We get out and we all walk up to it. And he's like, dude, I think somebody hit your somebody must have backed into your trailer and knocked this freaking wheel off with their trailer hitch. The only thing we can think of. Because, I mean, it was just, of course, it's Memorial Day weekend. But I'm sitting there thinking, I'm 90 minutes away from home. Here comes a damn storm. And my trailer's busted. Now, it's funny because, you know, I'm going to do a little side note here. I called and talked to Nick later. He's like, dude, I will get on the airplane. And he was like, no, dude, this is not something for you to fix. Somebody did this. It was probably hit and run. And anyway, long story short, I have to take the trailer off the truck where it's at and leave it there overnight, back down. And I'm in my pickup and I don't have bed extender. I don't have nothing. I've still got my decked drawers in my truck. So I got my kayak hanging like 8 feet out the back of my stuff. Lucky for me, a bunch of dudes were there, helped me kind of load it up, and we just like over strapped this thing down just so I can get it home. I stop by the gate on the way out and I tell the lady, I don't know what to do yet. I parked the trailer and, you know, we just kind of lifted it up and moved it out the way. I'm going to try to figure something out, either repair it or somehow come and get it. And so, I mean, I go from snapping my rod to now this, and I'm like, this is the worst day. I mean, I cannot. Jeremy will tell you the whole story. And I almost said there was like, bro, what's next? Because, you know, shit always happens in threes. And I'm just like, I mean, I was not in a good state. But I'll tell you what, I had the best damn day. So I'm talking to my wife. She's trying to put in a Walmart order, asked me if I need anything. I was like, I do need a couple things. Put your stuff in the cart. I will complete the order on my way. I'll just pull off. I said, I got to get this kayak home and then figure out what I'm going to do with my trailer. So I get to Linton and I pull into the Bender Lumber parking lot. And it's one of these small, like hometown Bender Lumbers. And I just pull over, kind of out of in the lot, like, at the end, across from the front doors, just trying to be out of the way. And I'm on my phone and I'm putting my order in. And I see a Bender Lumber employee come out and I was like, oh, shit. And so I look at the one. I was like, "Oh, sorry, man, for blocking your spaces. I'll get out of here right away." He's like, "No, man." He says, "I'm a subscriber." And I'm like, "Oh, snap!" I get out of the truck. We start talking, and Bob, I tell you what, he wanted my autograph, pictures, the whole nine. Bob, you made my day. And a day that I was sitting here thinking, I'm going to hit a freaking deer on the way home or me. What else is going to happen? Bob comes out and makes my day. I mean, Bob was fantastic conversation talking to this dude. And I mean, it was great. I can't even thank Bob enough for saving me on a day I really, really, really need to be saved. And it was just tough. But I mean, Bob made my freaking day. Turns out Bob's been watching the channel for a good long time. I was like, "You kayak fish, boat? What?" He's like, "I got a John boat, do trolling motors. And, I grew up here. I live over here. But we fish these, stripper pits and all that." I was like, "Dude, me, Matt, and Jeremy love these strip pits. We come over here like, a couple times a year and we'll have to hook up, so I got his number and card and this and that too. But man, Bob, I can't tell you what a pleasure it was first to meet you, but you don't know the impact you had on me that day when I really, really needed it. So long story short, the next day, it's Sunday, right? No, I don't even know what day it is. Yesterday, Saturday, I'm like looking around for a U-Haul, trying to figure out how I'm going to get my trailer home from 90 minutes away on Memorial Day weekend, worried that they're either going to tow it, somebody's going to put it on a flatbed and steal it. I just don't know, right? I'm worried. Of course, trying to find a U-Haul open around here on a Saturday is darn near impossible. But I'll tell you what. The first place I look and find that's open is only 3 miles away at a garden center. So I'm like, well, it's supposed to rain all day. I'm going to try to do this. I was trying to get my trailer back to the house and then maybe go down to American Legacy where I can get rid of this broken rod and get another because Gramps needs a chatterbait rod. We're in the middle of trying to qualify for the national championship. So, anywho, I get over there and then they didn't have the utility trailer that I thought they did. I was like, I'll get a 9x12, somehow get me and my son, get it up on there. And, we'll get the trailer at least back to my property so I can get a new axle, replace all that stuff. But they didn't have the one I needed. They only had the big box trailers. And I was like, I'm not going to be able to fit a trailer inside one of those box things. Then I look and I was like, wait a minute. I just hauled my daughter's car down to Texas on one of their full-size car haulers. And it didn't cost me, but, next to nothing, actually. I was like, you guys have a car hauler. Is that open? She's like, oh, yeah. Guess what? Boat trailers fit perfectly on car haulers. Why? Same wheelbase. I get the car hauler. Me and my son haul ass over to the lake. Get over there. Have another couple dudes, see us, whatever, help us push it up on there. Strap that baby down. I got my trailer sitting up here on the hill. I'll get with next week and figure out what I need, what kind of hub axle combo I need, because everybody's like, are you going to claim that on insurance and blah blah blah? I was like, hell no. It'd be simpler for me to do that than it would be to file the deductible. So it'll be an easy repair. Just replace the back axle, and everything else looks fine. I got a spare. I can always get another. So anywho, I'm going to be truck hauling it for a minute. But the good thing is I have, bed extenders and stuff like that here at the house And I always, I always had that stuff because I wanted a, backup way of going to like creeks and rivers and places you can't get a kayak trailer when I'm got the power to 129 on a more lighter load, if that makes sense. So that's my life update recap, stress induced craziness going into this last week of mayhem, still needing more fish. Speaking of mayhem, let me it's been a wild one. I mean, and it's Indiana and it's full of freaking hammers. And top 10, well, top 12 actually go this year to the KBF National Championship. So as you can see, there's our top 10 so far. Jeremy sat in third for the longest time, but he's not been able to find any bigger fish, outside of that first, 2-week just massive run he had. But let me go ahead and scroll down. But if you look, there sits Jeremy in seventh with 94. Matt right behind him. Let's look at Jeremy's fish, 19 and 3 18s. Matt's right on his tail with a 20, a 19, an 18, and 2 17s. He got some good upgrades this last week to get him in a little more secure position. And there I am still sitting down in the 80s where I have been for, it seems like quite some time. I definitely need some 18s and 19s this last week because I got to stay above Daniel Pierce. He's at the cut line. He's the last one in right now. So Daniel, I know you're out there scurrying around trying to get you some too. But yeah, it's been crazy, but I'm off this next week. I've got to go down to American Legacy on Tuesday to swap some rods because I need a chatterbait rod. That's my main thing. Good thing is for me for tomorrow, yeah, Memorial Day, meeting up with Jeremy and Matt, Freedom Squad. We're going to go to Reservoir 29, the first place, or one of the first places we went when Freedom Squad was actually founded. And it's full of a million little fish. Probably might be some monsters in there too. But if anything, we're going to go put the shellacking on some fish for Catch 22, which I think right now is sitting at 15,593 fish. If me, Matt, and Jeremy do our jobs tomorrow, hopefully we put like another 100 or maybe even 150 more fish on there. But tomorrow, it ain't about mayhem. It ain't about knucklehead. It's about 3 Freedom Squad dudes just going fishing. We're going to, me, Matt, and Jeremy, we're all laughing. We're going to try to catch them in every way. I haven't caught a fish on a glide bait. I haven't caught it on a mag draft. So I'm going to be throwing mag draft, the trace, the draw, the shad. I don't care if I'm catching tiny dinks on these baits that I've always wanted to throw. You know what? And I'm going to take. Yeah, I'm over here knocking all of the baits off of the. Okay, I have to get it later. I'm going to take the bait that Brendan made us, the wake bait, and try to smack him on that thing too. Oh, I guess I don't need the KBF update anymore. Remove. So we're just taking a break, going and fishing together, and we're just going to go have a good time. And we're going to enjoy a day that we, remember the fallen and do our own veteran recreational therapy. Just the 3 of us having a good, quiet, eventful. And it's perfect too because the weather's actually cleared out. It was supposed to rain and storm, but it looks like it's not going to. So that leaves us with Knucklehead. I said I was going to go for half an hour. I guess I'm way past that. Like Jeremy said, all those baits are bigger than the average fish there. I expect to have a bunch of dinks on these big baits, and it's going to be a blast. But that's the whole point for tomorrow is just to go quit thinking about mayhem. You need to take it, JT. I sent mine. Oh, you're talking about the hybrid hunter. Oh, I know they catch fish. And I've got the one you gave me here somewhere. I need to dig that out too. And I thought I did, but apparently I didn't. But I'll find it because I know where it should be. Anywho, so let's move the dashboard, or actually, I need to go tournaments, and we'll pull up Team Freedom Squad and take a look at Jeremy's leaderboard. Not Freedom. Spell the words. There we go. And let's take a look at Jeremy's leaderboard with the old Team Freedom Squad over there. We see Liz tearing it up, followed by Mr. Alex on the water, Patrick Smith out of Missouri, Christopher Rocca. We all met Chris, Mr. Rocca, down at the he was down there with us at Gunnersville not long ago. Sean Pearson, Terry Frederick, Matt down there ninth, and all of the competitors. Liz leading the way there. But, you know, hey, she's got some competition. Mr. Alex on the water right there, lighting it up. So, heck yeah. Now let's jump over to the old Team Gramps. All right, and let's get to the plot twist. Let's get to the plot twist. Wednesday. June 29th. I'm shutting off the leaderboards because this race is going to be pretty tight. Now, remember, this month, giving away, you know, first, second, and third placement prize, you know, trophies. Plus, we're also doing a drawing for the catch board. This actual catch board. This actual catch board that I fished. It's my Fish Ops catch board, my first one that I took to the KBF National Championship. Got the old Freedom Squad on the back end of it. Fish Ops on this side. I'm giving this one away along with the tether in a random drawing to anybody who participated this month. So what's that mean? So we're going to have our live stream on June 3rd to announce the winners. First, second, and third. Whoever wins the first spot on Team Gramps. And I can hear everybody now. June 3rd. That's right. Because guess what? Mayhem and month one ends the 31st, which is on a Friday. So I get to fish until noon on Friday, the 31st, at which time I have to be off the water, back at my house by 2 p.m. to pick up Gran because we're taking off. Because we're taking off on our 30th anniversary weekend. And you won't hear from me until the following Monday, which oddly enough is our actual anniversary. So I will be live to announce the three winners, first, second, and third place. The first winner of the first lot of Team Gramps and doing the drawing. But Wednesday, the 29th, I am shutting off the leaderboard. Why? Well, because look how absolutely competitive we got 4 people already over 100 inches. Can anybody catch Liz? I don't know. But I noticed, and I was thinking about shutting it off when the battle between Alex and Jesse has been very, very tight. But then Mr. Kyle Jones enters the picture and says, hey, I'm going to be in the mix here too, and let me show you why. This dude has a 25 and a quarter, a 23, a 19, a 17, and a 16. He's got room to upgrade. Now, Liz is leading with big, 24, 22, 21, 21, 21. But the competition, I think, is going to get pretty tight if Mr. Kyle Jones in Texas is going to give Miss Liz in Florida a run for her money. So, like I said, the leaderboards are going off on Wednesday, the 29th. And nobody's going to know who won until June 3rd at 7:30 when I go live to announce the winners and do the drawing for that catch board for the month of May. Now, I want everybody to make sure that you get signed up for the June. Now, you can sign up anytime during the month, but go ahead and start getting signed up for the June Team Gramps competition because, again, even if you're not in contention or you can't go or whatever, there's still going to be prizes. There's still going to be prizes that you can compete for thanks to our friends at Lose. I got a Mock Crush bait casting reel. I got a Mock Crush spinning reel. So you can win one or the other. I'll let you choose, if you're the random winner in June, which one suits you best. I know Miss Carol likes the Mock Crush spinning reels because she's already won one. So we got a couple of prizes coming up for June, July, and August. And I'll announce each one, as we go. But again, I think that's it for tonight's live update with what's going on with me, what's going on with KBF, what's going on with Freedom Squad. Make sure you're paying attention to Freedom Squad Fishing Facebook group tomorrow. If you're not a member there yet and you're on Facebook, hey, join us. We're all crazy. We're posting pics and this and that. But we're going to be out there tomorrow posting up pictures and doing the whole thing on the Instagrams and all that too. So much needed break. I know I really, really, really need just to go fishing and, dealing with setting up the new kayak, which I absolutely love. Oh, by the way, I ordered my NK300 today. So I'll be having some of that rear horsepower. And I've got a couple of other announcements coming up. We had a huge donation from another organization come in to help support our veterans and what we're doing. And we'll talk about that in a future live when I get my buddy scheduled to come on a live to talk about his organization, how I've supported him in the past and how he's supporting us now. And we'll get into that in the future. But let's just say the other motor that I currently have on my kayak will become very useful for a disabled veteran. But yeah, we'll leave with that little stuff for that little nugget for when I have my buddy come on the live stream and we talk about his foundation coming up down the road. I think that's it. Fish and fish like you mean it. Get out there. If you're not in Catch 22 yet, get in there. If you need a catch board, go to Catch Outdoors and get you one. Use GRAMP'S 10, save your 10%. Don't forget, you can go get your Freedom Squad jerseys and join us. Have that slick little jersey. Liz has got a little custom number that she's having done with all of our logos and stuff on it. Looking forward to see how that comes out. Trevor's got his. Sly Fox and his wife have theirs. So feel free to go down the Facebook page, and if you want one, order one. Join us. Join the community. Everybody wants to be part of Freedom Squad. Is part of Freedom Squad. Gotta love that. And we have a couple different chats over there too. So feel free to join us. And again, if you're uploading fish to Fishing Chaos for Catch 22, sometimes we'll throw them up there just to have various conversations, talk about how everybody's catching their fish. But other than that, I think that's all I've got for tonight. I'm going to work on getting me healthier. I'm already down like 6 pounds since I talked about it a couple weeks ago, heading back in the right direction. I am starting to feel a little bit better. I know I need more sleep, but I'm not resting until after KBF Mayhem is done. I've got to qualify for the national championship just because I love to go to those things. But in the future, we're going to be rolling around to some of the Bassmaster events and stuff like that too. So we're going to keep having fun and showing what it is that we love about all this. But for now, I'm going to go. I guess the Indy 500 is probably over with. And the Coca-Cola 600 will be starting pretty soon, but we'll see. Other than that, I'm not going to keep you guys any later tonight. Just want to give you an update with what's been going on. And don't stop catching fish because it looks like Team Gramps is going to be in for some competition. It's going to be crazy. Going to be crazy. Oh, my goodness. It's going to be crazy. And please, 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 Let me catch an 18 or 19-inch fish this weekend. It's already halfway. Of course it is. I was watching the 500 because it was rain delayed too. Figures that's the way it goes. All right. Love you guys. Appreciate all the support, the messages. You guys don't know what it means to me. I mean, whatever. I've just been tired and it's been beating my ass. And I know it's a lot of stress. I know it's a lot of stuff that I do. I put too much on myself. I need to just start enjoying fishing again instead of trying to be the world's biggest YouTuber. It's just not what I'm done. It's just, I'm just gonna have to go back to making what I like to make and quit trying to compete with everybody else because you guys are there no matter what. Love you, thank you as always, and we're doing it tomorrow. Get outside when you can and make some memories. Oh, that's what we're gonna do. Oh, one cast at a time.